Welcome. This is Dr. Vicki Huffnagel, Dr. Vicki. You can reach me by writing me at DrDoctor Vicki, Vikki, at gmail.com. I'm going to slate this right now, and it's March 1st, and it's 2012, and we're going to be talking about San Onofre, and we're also going to be talking about Dr. Helen Caldicott. Nobel laureate Dr. Helen Caldicott will be in the Southern California area March 23rd through the 26th. She'll be speaking, and there'll be events, so that please email me. This is an incredible opportunity to meet one of the incredible people who are working towards social change and trying to save the planet and save us. As a physician, I see a lot of cases that are upsetting, mistakes made in medicine, mistakes that are covered up. And then when I take that and I take it to the next level and I think about nuclear power, it drives me pretty insane, because we have so many complications just in medicine. There is no way that I can think that one at this point could have safe nuclear power, and that is being proven over and over again. It's like, how many more tragedies do we need? How many more thousands of lives? Is this cheaper energy? It obviously isn't. The cost of life is too great. Last week I began calling San Onofre because I want to gather as much data for Dr. Caldicott on the San Onofre issue. So I started calling this number, which we're going to call right now. And please write it down so that you can call it as well. It's 1-714-628-7085. This is the information line for San Onofre for the public. This is the line given to us, the public, to call San Onofre, to ask questions, to find out what's going on, to express our concerns. And I started calling this last week, and I've been calling it every day. And I never get a person, and I'm put into the zone.
However, the mailbox of the person at 628-7085 is full. Transferring to an attendant. One moment, please. A valid attendant number has not been specified. Your session cannot be continued at this time. Please try again later. Goodbye.
So for 1 week, I've been getting this message. Now, how I interpret that is pretty realistic. If they can't answer their phone, then it's my belief there's a lot of other things they can't do. And this is just an example of human error and problems. Do they not have a person answering the phone? The voicemail has been filled for a week, and in a couple days I'll call again. Maybe I'll call tomorrow and make another YouTube. But nobody's there answering. And you get forwarded to a non-existing site because nobody set up a site to take your calls. A man fell. He fell into the nuclear pool several weeks ago. It was days before we even learned about it, and days before we found out anything about that event, and we still haven't gotten any feedback of what's going on in that. I've been trying to reach officials at San Onofre because I have basic medical questions. Really simple, basic medical questions as to care and treatment, and do they have a hospital area right there, which they should at the plant. They should have full hospital level equipment at that plant because they have nuclear waste. And they need to be able to treat that immediately for any kind of complication or difficulty. Do they have it? I don't know. I do know that when the man fell into the nuclear waste pool, that there were no barriers. You could even take simple rope and have a net barrier so that no one could fall in. Another plan of failure by construction, not thinking like, well, Couldn't someone slip walking around these pools of nuclear waste and fall in? I mean, any mother walking around a pool like that would realize this and say, hey, we need to put up barriers so that nobody falls in. I mean, that's a mom thing. What were they thinking to have these pools out there without a barrier to prevent someone from falling in? What will happen to the man who fell in? Will we even know? I mean, with the kind of phone system that I've been encountering with San Onofre, can't get through to a real person. I'll try again tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day. But this is the seriousness of the failure to be able to think about all the issues for a nuclear plant and be able to be protective. We fail in medicine, and we're striving to do a good job. We're striving to save lives. The nuclear plant is striving to make cheaper energy. But it's not cheaper if the human life cost and the cost to our planet is so great. It's not cheaper. So there are many questions to be asked, and we need to point out when we're not getting the answers. We need to point out error. But it's up to you. I'm one person. Dr. Helen Caldicott is doing her best. But all of you out there have to contribute. You all have to think about, well, that's pretty crazy that they had these nuclear waste pools and they had no barriers so that anyone walking there who was working could slip. What if something was greasy or left on the ground? And they just hit it and then went tumbling into the nuclear waste. I don't think I want to go swimming in a nuclear waste pool. No. I don't think I want to be living near a nuclear power plant at this point. And having gone to the city council in Los Angeles and asking, what do you have if anything goes wrong? Do you have an emergency plan? Do you have one? I didn't get an answer. There was no answer. No one in the city council stood up and said, oh yeah, we even have this emergency plan going, and this is where you can get information on it. This is what we will do if this or that happens. Nothing. No one's even thinking about it. It's like another world for them, but it's not. It's this world. We're here now. The man fell in. The pipes are rusting. The phone system doesn't work. And on and on. I don't want a nuclear disaster. I live here. I want to not worry all the time. And anything can go wrong, will go wrong. That's the reality. It's ridiculous to think that, we have safe plants. How can you have a safe plant if some guy is walking around and he falls into the nuclear pool? How safe is that? Any mother knows how to protect her child. You don't let an area be open like that. You close it off. You put netting. You put ropes. You create rope netting. You don't even have to spend a lot of money to create something more safe. But the concept that be unconscious about it, to be totally unconscious about it is quite bizarre. Thank you so much. We'll see what San Onofre is doing tomorrow.